Welcome, everybody, to the 2017 Provincial Skills Canada competition. Here at center stage, we have TransAlta presenting their Powered by People presentation. So come on down, listen to what they've got to say, win some free skills swag. Let's fill up this stage. Please welcome Ange and Theo.
We need some more people here.
Hello, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
You guys hear me?
Thumbs up? Huh? All right. Okay, so we're going to start off just playing this little video, and I'm going to actually talk to it. So if we get a few more people, I'm just going to ask, do you remember when you were a little kid, maybe 5 years old, maybe grade 1, maybe even younger, what did you want to be when you grew up? Did you know? Does anybody remember what they wanted to be when they were younger? So,
what did you guys want to be when you grow up? Oh. Firefighter. That's a good job, man.
So, sorry, in the back row you had said you wanted to be a singer? Oh, awesome. You guys? Teacher? Sorry? Oh, CSI, wow. That's pretty cool. So are any of you going to still do that? Are you going to be a teacher? Yeah? Yeah? And you're a singer. Oh, awesome. What about you? You going to be a fireman? Or are you finding something here today that's interesting to you?
You still want to be a fireman? Yeah.
Well, when I was younger, I wanted to be a nurse. And I am not a nurse now.
Yeah, I wanted to do anything with sports. That's what I always wanted to do, and I didn't end up doing that.
So, does Theo look athletic to you? Do you think he is involved in something athletic? Yeah? Oh. Anyway. So we'll introduce ourselves a little bit. My name is Ange, and I do get to help people on a daily basis. I work in employee development. I'm not in a trade, but I get to work with people every day, and I get to help them on different capacities. And I don't get to give any needles. That's the one thing I wish I could do that I don't get to do.
Yeah, so I'm Theo Sauerman. I work for TransAlta, and yeah, like I said, I wanted to do anything with sports, and I'll tell you a little story. When I was about 10 years old, I got...
Create that. Does anybody know? There's 5 different things. That's not working, our PowerPoint, but we're gonna... So I heard somebody say one. Solar, so that's 1, yes. Coal, wind. There's 2 more. Water, hydro, and then there's 1 more we're missing. Gas. You girls are awesome. I think we should give them some sunglasses or hats because they answered all the questions right. So that's what we do. We use those 5 things to create power. And Theo, I don't understand it as well as Theo. But right now, Theo works in our Sun Hills coal mine as an electrician. Who knew that you could be an electrician and work in a mine? So Theo knows all about how we make our coal turn into power. So
you guys answer all the questions there about coal. Do you give any idea how do we use coal to make power?
Do your parents work for TransAlta?
Yeah, do you guys work for TransAlta? No? Yeah? So yeah, that's right. We use coal. It gets powdered down. We call it PF. It's pulverized fuel. So that gets pushed into the boiler, and we get steam. From the steam, it goes into a turbine, and that's how we make power. Yeah. Pulls a generator. That's how we make electricity. So it gets out at about 400,000 volts, and then step down to whatever you guys use in the house, 120 volts.
Yeah.
That's what I got shocked with.
So we are all over the place. TransAlta is all across Canada. We're in the US, and we are also in Australia. That's kind of where I want to go. I'd like to go work there. That's my next job. I think I'm going to put in and see if I can go work in Australia. So we've already talked a little bit about who we are. We are very different. Probably about 10 of the trades that you will see throughout the halls, we have a lot of those different trades working at TransAlta. So Theo's an electrician. He is one of the trades that we have. We have mechanics. We have millwrights. We have power engineers, instrumentation. We have welder. We have so many different types of employees and trades that work at TransAlta. It's a pretty diverse place. And we have people like me that work with the people. So you can roll that video. So we'll just tell you a little bit about each picture that you you'll see rotate through here. All right. So that is one of our wind farms. This is in the coal mine. That's our dam. That big crane-looking machine is a dragline. And it really doesn't, that picture doesn't do it justice. They're huge, and they help pull the coal or the dirt out of the ground to get to the coal. Anyway, we can move to the next slide. So you can hit escape. Oh. All right, so we're going to go into a little bit about some of the history, just really quickly, where TransAlta has been. Does anybody know how long this company has been around? No, we're very old, really old. We actually started in 1911. We've been around for over 100 years. It's almost unheard of now. So we're senior citizens. Beyond that, can you talk?
Yeah.
You can just click to the next slide. Sorry.
So I said earlier that I'm an electrician, so it's not a regular job, I would say. So we have a small video here, a little bit of...
No.
Oh?
No.
Okay.
So when we started, one of the first things that we built to create power, what do you think it was? Out of all those things you told us earlier, it was coal, gas. What do you think it was? It was water, you're right. 1911, first dam that the company built to create power. So right now, one of the things that we're doing as a company is we're going to go green. We're getting more and more green. We can roll this quick video. This is actually a really cool one. This is where I'm moving. This is Australia.
Yeah, this is a real-time video kind of building a power plant in Australia. So you guys can see this is a really quick. It took 5 years to build this power plant, and it should be up and running here later this year.
Yeah. So this is one of our new clean burning units that will be up. Part of it's working now, and the rest will be up later this year. But that's pretty cool to watch it be built so quickly. So like I said, TransAlta is working towards clean, green energy. So what do you think that will be? Does anybody have any ideas of things that we will do? What kind of power we will create? We talked about those 5 things. What do you think we're going to do more of? Solar. What else? Wind. And more water. Yeah. So, does anybody here want to be an electrician? Have anybody really thought about it? One. Okay. I'm going to let Theo talk about why and how he became an electrician and actually where he's from. Because he has that really cool accent. I was actually trying to work on my different accents, but they sounded pretty silly, so I'm going to leave it to him.
Hello, like I said, I'm Theo. I moved here about 7 years ago from South Africa, and been an electrician for around 17 years. And starting just as like doing house wiring and whatever, and ended up getting to play with all these wonderful stuff I have on the table here. And in a little bit, you guys can come up and kind of try on some of the stuff. This is what we have to work with. And this yellow suit that you guys see here, there was one of the photos with one of these. This is a high voltage protection suit. We call it a bomb suit. And Angie has a video of why we wear those.
If we could roll that video. So this is actually footage, surveillance footage of two gentlemen working, and you see that huge flame come out. They didn't know that the power wasn't shut off. So they went in there. Thankfully, they walked away. But that's part of the reason why now, when they're dealing in certain areas, they'll wear these big suits and use these special gloves. Because like the average plug-in in your home is about 120 volts. And Theo works in areas of how high can it get.
So we work in areas up to anything up to 1,000 volts. That's why we have these face shields when we do any live tasting and working and whatever. We have the tasters and hard hat.
So what we're going to do is we're going to ask a few of you to come up and just try some of the equipment we have. So we've got some special gloves. We've got the special suit. And it's really interesting to feel. It almost looks like you're going into like space. You're going to walk on the moon. The gloves can withstand 1,000 volts. The suit can take, so when you think of if you've ever shocked yourself plugging in something, has anybody ever had a shock from an electrical outlet? Okay, so how many volts that is about 120. You think of some of the stuff they deal with, some of the areas, it's 11,000. So think of how much more that is, what it could do to you. It could kill you.
So these gloves I have on here, you can see very big and but we use this for live tasting. And these gloves can actually withstand up to 30,000 volts that you can actually touch.
So can we get a couple people, you come try on the suit, see what it feels like? You can come up, and you can come up. So we've got some gloves, we've got the special hat. The suit itself is made of a very special material. Theo does tell me that it has come a long way, and it used to be these suits that you would wear, it would be basically like a big sweatsuit. So
this helmet is, everything is for live tasting. Everything is supposed to protect you against any arc flash, like you guys see on the video. Those guys didn't wear this protective equipment, and that's why we have that today. Is exactly for that reason, to protect us against it. So you guys can try it on.
Who would want to wear that every day? Like, could you imagine that's your uniform at work?
Try the jacket. You can put the helmet on as well if you want. 1,000 volts.
Okay. So we all see that all of these trades, we need to wear a hard hat, right? So we can keep our head safe. This hard hat looks like, do you think this is just a normal hard hat? This one is actually able to withstand 1,000 volts. So you think of that shock from the plug-in. This can take 10 times that.
See, it looks like you're going to the moon.
There you go. So how does it feel? It's pretty heavy? Yeah, are you getting warm? It's very hot in there. So can you imagine wearing this with this on, how hot you would get? And I can't even really hear him talking. So it really does shield you and keep you safe. All right, does anyone else want to come up and take a look at some of the gloves? You can try on the gloves if you want. Anyone else want to come try on the suit? You want to try it?
Okay.
No, you're okay? All right. So anyway, we are TransAlta. So we have our table set up over there. If you have any questions for myself or for Theo, please feel free to ask. If you really are interested in becoming an electrician, Theo really doesn't work like a regular electrician. Some of the areas that he is in are pretty crazy. I got to go to work with him a couple times, and he works on really, really big equipment. He works on...
You have that photos?
I do.
Okay, so Angie will show you some of the stuff that we work on here.
So we'll just roll that.
So that's all 600 volt equipment up to 4,750 volts is what we work with every day. So that's just, and this is all stuff to protect us. And it's just an idea of what we get to work with on a day-to-day basis. So it's not your normal, just like we have in the house. So that 13,800 volts, that's what we wear that suit for.
Oh yeah, he gets to work in some pretty cool tunnels right now too. But you get really, really dirty.
Yeah, that's, we get to work pretty much everywhere. We travel miles and miles on the mine site every day, get to work on different equipment, like I said, drag lines, the big trucks, some of the biggest trucks and one of the biggest drag lines in the world that we work with. And the drag line weighs around 9,000 tons.
Yeah, I got to go on a drag line, and I actually got nauseous because it just rotates like this. But it's like a big building, and it just scoops up all that dirt and removes it. But the movement made me kind of seasick. But anyway, Theo gets to see some pretty cool stuff. He gets to work on some pretty cool equipment. So he's not just your average electrician. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I hope that you all get to enjoy the rest of your day here. And have a wonderful day. Thank you all. Thank you for participating.
Let's give it up for Ange and Theo from TransAlta. How many of you out there think that you might become an electrician when you graduate? Awesome! So don't go anywhere. In a few minutes, we have the Top Chef Cooking Skills Competition coming up right here on center stage, where 4 lucky contestants are going to get the chance to come up and create a masterpiece with some mystery ingredients.